Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. If you're new, welcome. Today we're going to be sharing with you a very simple potato and peanut butter recipe. This is a very special recipe and we hope you're going to enjoy it as much as we do. So the first step in this recipe is that you're going to get your sweet potatoes and remove the peels. Make sure you remove all the peels like so. After you remove your peels, you're going to have to cut your sweet potatoes into bite-sized pieces. You can make them smaller or bigger depending on just how you prefer them, just cut away. So for me, my personal preference is this size. It just works better for me. If you want, you can try this or make them smaller. But you have to keep in mind that the size that you choose will make them either cook faster or slower. So the smaller you make them, the faster they'll cook. The bigger you make them, the slower they'll cook. But all the same, you're going to get your sweet potatoes well done as long as you pay attention. So we're just going to be putting them away just to create some more space on the board. We'll keep putting them on the colander until we are done. And we continue cutting and cutting and cutting until we're done. And we're almost there. And we're done. So we're just going to put everything in the colander. Just put it all in there. Just put it all in there. So this is how my pieces look like. That's like my perfect size of preference. So we're just going to wash them down, just wash them under cold water. Just give them a rinse and then put them in a pot. Make sure you get a pot big enough for the amount of sweet potatoes that you're cooking. I love to sweeten my sweet potatoes in advance. So for this amount of sweet potatoes, I put 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then I'm going to add my cold water, just enough, covering half of the potatoes. That should be enough to cook them. Just going to switch on my stove. Bam. And there it is. And then we're going to put on the sweet potatoes. Make sure when covering them you always leave a bit of space, because if you cover it entirely, all your water is going to go onto the stove. You don't want that. So just cover, leaving a bit of space for them to breathe. Then you're going to check after about 15 minutes. If they break that easy, then they're cooked. So we had some excess water, which we're going to remove right now. I love this excess water because it works well for mixing the peanut butter. But if you do not have any excess left in there, you just make sure you boil a kettle of water and use hot water to melt your peanut butter. So we are now going to make our peanut butter sauce. For this amount of sweet potatoes, I would usually use 2 generous tablespoons. And then I'm just going to keep mixing it up until I have my peanut butter melted. Oops, we spilled some, but we just keep stirring. Keep mixing until we make a very nice fine paste. So just keep stirring, keep stirring. Or you can use a bigger bowl or something smaller, as long as you are able to mix your peanut butter and water and keep it in the bowl. So I think I'm going to add a little bit more because I love my peanut butter. So just make sure you mix it all up, just stir until you have a really fine paste. Because you do not want to have huge pieces of peanut butter in your sauce, it just doesn't taste good. So make sure you make it fine as much as you possibly can. And then when you have it all mixed up like this, just pour in a bit of water because you want to have enough sauce to cook the peanut butter with the sweet potatoes. So just mix it up. Look at how good that is coming up. Just keep mixing it up. We're going to add a bit of water. Yeah, mix it up again until you have something that looks like this. Of course, we have a bit of peanut butter that's not entirely melted, but with the cooking, the smaller pieces will melt, but just make sure you make it as fine as you possibly can. So with our sauce ready, we can now mix it with our potatoes, our sweet potatoes. Just pour it in there. Make sure you put it all in there. You don't want to leave some of that juicy butter. And then after that, you're going to just mix it up a little bit just to make sure it is all in place. And then we're going to add in some more sugar because you want your paste to also be sweet. So I just put about 1.5 tablespoons and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. For some people it's negligible, but I really just love that touch of salt in my food. So you can either leave it out if you don't want to add, but I would recommend just a pinch of salt in there. Then we're going to add some more water so that we can just have enough sauce to cook the sweet potatoes and that peanut so that it can mix up well. So that's done. We're going to cover it again and put it back onto the stove. So remember, always leave some space in the lid, like leave some open space in the lid so that your potatoes can breathe better as they cook. You don't want to find your peanut butter all over your stove. That would be a waste. So just keep it a little bit open after about 15 minutes into the cooking, because you have to boil this for about 30 minutes. So after 15 minutes, make sure you stir just to make sure the peanut is not sticking to the bottom of the pot, because that will cause it to burn. So after about 25 minutes, your peanut butter sauce should be this thick, looking that good. 30 minutes, it should be this good. And now we've switched off our stove. The sauce is this thick. The potatoes look this great. I cannot wait to try this. Look at that. And now we're just going to put it on the plate. Like, that's how it should look. It should be so thick. It looks so sweet just from the eyes. I can't wait to try this. So I really hope you're going to enjoy this recipe as much as we do. This is like one of our favorite meals in this house. So make sure you try this recipe if you like it. Please leave a comment. If you try it and love it, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, and please subscribe to our channel for more recipes, for more simple and lovely recipes. And buon appetito a tutti. Enjoy your meal, everybody. Until next time. Bye-bye.